Hello everybody, this is Jeff Bessa, Charting Horse Value. Going to do a video on building long serial wagers like pick fours, pick fives. You could also possibly use this on pick threes. And I'm going to be talking about kind of some quick tips and how you can build a ticket very affordably and very quickly. However, I acknowledge that sometimes you want to take your time, and there are other tools that can help you. First of all, you could dive into the charts completely, into all columns, looking at fitness, form cycle, pace, speed, PFDS percentage, odds, best odds, the rank column, and letter grade. You can look at literally everything and really dig into detail, and that might help you sort the horses, okay? Second, you can dig into past performances yourself, and I normally don't, but because the charts are basically a past performance summary. So you're already getting basically the charts have looked at the past performances on your behalf. Third, you can look at some very useful but sometimes expensive speed figures like the Sheets, Ragozin, or Thorograph. I like Thorograph better. For the Kentucky Derby card, I actually hit a winner off of the Sheets that I would not have had otherwise. But that was the only winner all day that happened. But they are good. I got those speed figures for free from a friend. But the fourth thing is you can watch video replays. This is very time consuming, but very beneficial. You really get to know the horses better. If you're only gambling on one track forever, this might be a tool that you could use. And the fifth thing, and least important, is workout analysis, especially for stake horses and maybe maidens, but I wouldn't worry too much about that for claiming races. All right, we're going to dig into this tool. This is what we're going to do is we're going to sort the horses from 1 to X every race. And we're going to put them into 3 categories: must use, alternates, or tosses. And then we're going to also glance at the race confidence betting score and whether it's a maiden race or not. For the must uses, we're going to sort the top horse, the plus horse that got a letter grade. Then normally there won't be one of these, but sometimes there will also be a letter grade horse that has higher value than that plus horse. And then I will also use that horse. You'll see an example shortly. You're always going to use the top horse on the chart, and then you'll use any other KA horses. Now, it's possible you'll go through this process and find only one horse. The one letter grade plus horse will meet all these requirements. It'll be the top horse, it'll be a K or an A, and that you're done. And that's a possible single, all right? Now, the alternates are going to be the naked plus. This is a plus that did not get a letter grade, and then any other B, C horses. Now, when you're sorting those B, C horses, first of all, or these KA, you sort by the letter grade first, and if they're the same, you sort by value, if any, and if they're the same, then you sort by the far left first rank column. If that's blank, then you sort by PFDS odds, okay? And then the tosses, you just sort by those 4 criteria: the value, the rank column, and the PFDS odds. All right, so let's dive into this. This is Belmont, May 11th, Mother's Day early pick 5, okay? Race 1 is, we're going to look at the charts. Race 1 is a maiden special weight 3, and we're definitely going to use this B plus with $18 of value, the 5. We're going to use that, and we're going to use the 1, the top horse on the chart. So we're using the 5-1. The alternates will be the 2-3, but we're going to sort them 3 because of this far left 1 and 2. And then the toss is the 4. Okay? So we'll go look at this. 5-1, 3-2, 4. Race 2. We're definitely using this 2-horse, Daniil, SA+, $36 of value. By the way, that's a possible single when you see a spot play. We're definitely going to use the 1 in the must-use category. And the 4 is an alternate with $11 of value. And the 6 is ranked lower, but is also an alternate with the C. And the tosses is going to be the 5 with this far left 3 and then the 3. So we'll look at that. 2, 1, 4, 6, 5, 3. All right, race 3. We're going to go 2, 4, but then we're also going to use both these A's. So this is kind of a defensive spread race. So 2, 4, then the 5 is ranked above the 6 because of this far left column. Then the 1 is ranked above the 3. Let's go to the fourth race. We're going to use the 2, then the 3. Those are the must use. The 5's an alternate. Then we're going to use the 4 with the far left column. And the 4, I'm sorry, we're not going to use the 4, but the 4 is a toss. And then the 6, 1, 7 are all tosses. So it's 2, 3, 5, 4, 6, 1, 7. And then finally, we're going to use the 1 on top, A+. But we're also going to use this C with an 11, more value. Any letter grade with more value than the plus. So 1, 3. Then we're going to use the 4 as an alternate, ranked higher than the 8 because of the value. And then these are all tosses. We're going to rank the 2 above the 7 because of value. Then the 10 because of this far left column. And then the 9, 6, 5. I should have actually had that 2, 7, then 10. But anyway, okay. Now the 10, the 9, the 6, and the 5, these were all scratched before the race started. The 4 was scratched in race 3, but that was a late scratch, so that wouldn't have changed our ticket construction. And any tickets on that 4 would have switched to the 6, the post-time favorite. Now, the must-use ticket is going to be $32. 2 by 2 by 4 by 2 by 2, that's $32. And if you were scared off by that first race was a made in special weight with 3 first-time starters, then you're just going to play the pick 4. It's going to cost you $16. Now, if you have a scratch, let me tell you how to handle it. For example, race 2, the 4 is in an alternate right now. But if the 1 was scratched, the 4 would become the top horse. And now I would use the 2, 4 as my tops, and the 6 would be the alternate. Let's give another example. Let's say in race 3, let's say the 6 was scratched. Well, the 6 has a rank of 1 in the far right column. Any horse that's ranked 2 in the far right column would now be promoted to a minimum of a C. If you have a rank of 1 anywhere, you're always a C. So spun size would go to a C if the 6 were promoted, because this 1 would be gone and that would turn into a 1. So you can do some of this mental gymnastics if I haven't updated the charts for scratches, which I rarely do, but you can still guide your way through it. And of course, you could look at any of the other columns to guide your decision. Okay? So going back to the charts, this is what we got. Now the alternates that I like, and you can only use the alternates if you have a single. So we could single this 2, I showed you, Daniil, who had the spot play. And the alternates that I like are this 5 and this 4. And that's because the odds. I get 8-1 on this 4 with the B, and I get 10-1 on this 5 with the C. So those are really good odds. If I hit that single, I want to have those. Or budget permitting. You might say, hey, I can afford a bigger ticket. I'm going to promote the 4. I'm going to promote the 5, and I'm going to promote the 4. Now instead of now it's a $72 ticket, so it doubles the cost. So it's a little more expensive. 16. Wait a minute, I might have done that wrong. 2, 4, so 2, 8, 24, 72. Yeah. Okay. So it raises the cost up. Or you could play a ticket with the 2 single, then the 5, and then the must use, or the 2 single, then the 4, and the must use. So only one of those alternates, the 5 or the 4, could win. So you could do it however you want. You could promote horses and move horses around on this chart however you want. Let's see what happened. Well, these are the winners. The 5, 2, 2, and 1. Those were all the plus horses. 4 out of 5 plus horses won. And the 5 was an A horse. That was our defensive spread race. He won. Let's take a look at the chart. The results, sorry. So going to race 1. Hot Spun, the 5 is the plus horse, won at 9.3 to 1 odds. Race 2, Daniil, that was the possible single. Went off at kind of a co-third choice and won at almost 4 to 1 odds. And that was our spot play A+, won by 6.5 lengths. Race 3 was our defensive A horse, who was the second choice, won at 7 to 5. Race 4 was our B+, that, and I'll show you that again, because this is the big winner. Race 4 B+, $42 of value, 2-3 form cycle, over jock from 0 to 8. I mean, this is a great horse to have on your ticket. And that horse won at 21 to 1 odds, beat the big favorite. And then race 5, we caught our plus horse, who was the favorite, post-time favorite, at 0.9 to 1. Okay? So what did the pick 5 play? Well, the pick 5 paid $9,382. Now, if you just were playing the pick 4, which would have only cost $16 for those must-use, would have paid $839. You can see a very quick, very affordable way. You're going to get some value in there because you're going to get some long shots using those plus horses. Some will win, some won't. And when they win, you're going to get paid. So hope you enjoyed the video. Any questions, let me know. Thank you.